Does Insidious Out of the Further draw the franchise into all new territory? Well, let's get into it.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
I want to be a fighter, like you.
Oh, let it burn! Let it burn!
Did you miss me?
You have to shoot them in the head. They always come back.
The boat can leave now. Tell the crew.
But sometimes that is better.
Good luck.
Hey everybody, I'm Killjoy Jake. Today we have a brand new trailer to break down for Insidious Chapter 6, which is now titled Out of the Further, previously titled The Bleeding World. I think the original title was way cooler, but let me tell you, I am blown away by today's trailer. Before we get into it, please make sure to like this video and subscribe for more updates just like this one. Hopefully not as late at night as this is about to be, but more videos are surely to come. Please make sure to subscribe to the page. Without further ado, I am so excited to talk about this trailer. The Insidious franchise is easily one of my favorites out there. Let's get into it. The sixth entry in the Insidious franchise stars Amelia Eve as Gemma, a young mother raising her daughter in the house she grew up in, who discovers she can travel into the Further. You know, the scary hell-like dimension that all of the demons and lost souls live in this universe. When something evil comes after her, Gemma discovers an ability that changes everything. She doesn't just enter the Further, she can bring what lives there back to the real world. Once the demons realize her power, our world becomes their playground. Now that plot description sounds like the Insidious franchise is borrowing even more from A Nightmare on Elm Street, one of its main influences to begin with. You know, the whole idea of Nancy has to get Freddy Krueger, pull him into the real world, and then kill him. Now we're kind of flipping that on its head a little bit. The demons are escaping through Amelia Eve's character here and running amok in the real world. That sounds really interesting to me. A lot of people have heard the plot description for this movie and have compared it to Stranger Things Season 5. I think it's way more comparable to Nightmare on Elm Street. And we're already seeing a lot of that energy here in the trailer itself, so let's break it down. The trailer starts off at Amelia's job. She works as a dentist and she is working on this old dude whose teeth are as yellow as sin. My dude here also has an extra set of chompers that comes down hard on Amelia Eve's fingers. I'd be really shocked if she didn't just get Tony Iommi'd here. She's sent into the Further, where I think we see our new big bad demon in this movie, some sort of evil dentist. This ghost is featured throughout the entire trailer, having a real fucked up mouth. I love it. I think him and the man who can't breathe would be good friends. They both have like oral mouth problems. We're then introduced to Gemma's home life. She lives alone basically with her kid, and keep your eyes on that plushy tooth because it's gonna come back in a second here. Something that's really cool about this setup, and especially fresh for this franchise, is that usually it's the little girl or the little kid who's all fucked up and, you know, traveling to the Further, and the mom has to go in and save them. This time around, it's the opposite situation. Amelia Eve has a pretty bad nightmare of feet being on the other side of her bed, only to be saved by her kid waking her up. She learns that these aren't necessarily nightmares from a character who runs the abandoned tattoo parlor, played by Macy Richardson Sellers. Macy is somehow in contact with Elise Rayner from Beyond the Grave, and this is where we get to see Lynn Shay for the first time in the film, baby! That's my horror grandma right there. Lynn is in a lot of ways one of the main protagonists of the Insidious series, and now she's being brought back in an interesting and very creative way. Sadly, Elise Rayner died at the end of the original Insidious. Spoilers? If you haven't seen the first movie, what are you doing here? Since then, the Insidious franchise has either brought her back as a ghost or in prequel films where she was still alive and walking around. Here, it seems like we have some sort of medium character who is able to speak to Lynn Shay from Beyond the Grave. Elise explains that Gemma is somehow able to pull things out of the Further into the real world, as we see her step into one of the many notorious red doors. We get a bunch of creepy shots of the demons in this movie, both in the Further and out of the Further. Those fellas were literally just walking around on the sidewalk, man. This is like a demon apocalypse here. This is crazy. We also get to see a creepy shot of that dentist demon again. I have high hopes for this fella. You're in league with a lot of other very famous jump scare monsters, just so you know. You better prove yourself here. I'm just saying. Gemma's kid is getting attacked by what is definitely the lipstick demon. I've seen that little claw before, man. And then we get a look at another really scary looking demon with red eyes and a very pointy finger. This same demon who kind of resembles the long-haired fiend from the original. You guys remember long-haired fiend? That demon from the original. I'm not talking about the lipstick demon. I'm talking about the guy with the long hair who was kind of scary. Could this be a redesign of that character? He's featured on the poster for the film that is just released, so I'm wondering if he's going to be some sort of prominent entity here. Speaking of which, we are seeing entities from all over this franchise, like the man who can't breathe very quickly here attacking Macy's character. And don't forget about creepy smiling shotgun girl from the original film. This is my Avengers Endgame. I just hope you guys all know that. And finally, the trailer ends with probably one of the creepiest scenes we have ever seen in the Insidious franchise, where Gemma is drawn into a pillow fort that seemingly goes on forever. I don't care what anyone says. That's one of the creepiest fucking things I've ever seen. The faces of those demons just kind of popping out of the walls of this pillow fort, that's one of the scariest things I've seen in this entire franchise, like without a doubt. And can we talk about the cinematography here? Oh my God. Overall, I am really impressed with what we're seeing here for Insidious Out of the Further. I already think this is going to be a better film than the last two in the franchise. Not that I dislike Last Key or Red Door, but I do feel like story-wise, those movies were like just a bit of a step down from what came before. Yes, this movie is totally fueled by the nostalgia of all the different demons coming back from the previous movies. I mean, look at this shot right here, my God. But I really think that's the extent of the nostalgia, so to say. They are clearly putting in the work to make this a fresh story in this franchise, like we were talking about everything with Amelia Eve's character before. This is such a really good setup for an Insidious movie, something that feels very fresh in my opinion. As much as I love the Lambert family, I think Red Door proved that there really wasn't too much story left to write there. I feel like chapters 1 and chapter 2 just kind of cleared all that up. Pivoting to an all-new set of characters at this point in the timeline just makes sense to me, and also characters who are going through different struggles than the Lambert family, or, you know, Specs and Tucker with Lynn Shay's character before she died. This is interesting. Not only are we seeing a disconnect from the other stories going on, but we're continuing all the great things about the Insidious franchise through this new story. Like, clearly the lipstick demon is still gonna show up and do some creepy shit. Elise Rayner is still going to help our character get through this situation and solve all of her problems. And you know what? I can't lie, I'm really excited to see all of these demons again, man. The man who can't breathe scared the shit out of me in Insidious Chapter 3, and the poster we just got tells us that Keyface from Chapter 4 is also going to be in this one. Keyface is the most underrated demon in this entire franchise by far. I think that dude makes Chapter 4. That is a scary looking fucking demon. And the keys on the hands, like when he rubs it up against the door and all the sparks fly everywhere, such an iconic scene from the fourth movie. I cannot wait to see that villain back in action here, even though we really didn't see him in the trailer all too much. Insidious Out of the Further releases on August 21st, just 2 weeks after Ice Cream Man on August 7th. Check out my trailer breakdown of that movie that came out earlier today. What do you guys think about Insidious Chapter 6? I think this movie looks amazing. I am so excited for it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.